Following the Constitutional Court's historic ruling that independent candidates can participate in South Africa's general elections, Parliament passed the Electoral Amendment Act to reflect this, with the Electoral Commission also making the necessary adjustments to accommodate the new dispensation. The IEC outlined the changes voters can expect in next year's election.
There will be 3 ballots for the first time in national and provincial elections. The 2 ballots are for the National Assembly because it is a 2-tier system. The first one, only parties will appear on that one because it's the 200 seats to restore proportionality. The second ballots will be unique to each region because the number of contestants, the parties that are contesting and the independents that are contesting will not be the same. And the third one, we retain the legislature ballot as we know it.
Voters can also anticipate a longer ballot paper as a result of the presence of over 600 registered parties, as well as an as-yet unknown number of independents. Shiburi says this increases the risk of spoiled or miscast ballots.
Regions and provinces in which we will not be able to print a ballot in that configuration, where parties follow each other sequentially on the ballot paper. We're going to have a ballot set up in 2 columns. So first column and the second column. And if the number of contestants is so much, we may end up not with a ballot paper but with a ballot booklet on multiple columns. So in those circumstances, voters may end up being confused and making wrong marks.
Commission, together with provincial party liaison committees, is this month also communicating with voters whose voting districts and stations may have changed as a result of its review of municipal and voting district boundaries. The review was last conducted in 1999, and 2024 will see an increase in voting stations.
We now in a period in October of targeted communication and registrations. Because we've changed certain boundaries of voting districts, we are going to target those people who are affected by those changes in voting district boundaries to alert them that their voting districts and voting stations have changed. Where we encounter them, we re-register them on the spot. Where we do not encounter them, we'll send SMSs and leave pamphlets asking them to come to a voting station on the 18th or the 19th, or going online to update their registration details.
Youth participation in the upcoming elections is also a key focus of the IEC's communication strategy.
About the underrepresentation of people in the age cohort 18 to 35. Consistent with the rest of the sub-Saharan continent, we are increasingly a very young population. And we have an artificial underrepresentation of young persons on the voters' roll. You know that we never use the terms apathy to refer to young persons because we don't think there's apathy on the young persons. We think they've had fewer disproportionate chances to register. What we know though is that once registered, the majority of them are likely to participate than any age cohort.
The Commission will also give details on the National Registration Weekend scheduled for the 18th and 19th of November. It will use the events to update political parties and independents on requirements for their participation. Natasha Piri, SABC News, Johannesburg.